Okay, rock call meeting order. Stand for the pledge, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Do the roll call, Kristen.
Hiller.
Here.
Wolf.
Here.
Muller.
Here.
Francis.
Here.
Youngs.
Here.
Thomas.
Here.
Hager. Schwartz. Paul.
Here.
Hanson. Erickson.
Here.
Bose.
Here.
Flower. Here. Lucia. Here.
Did you acknowledge the meeting was properly posted?
I certify it was.
Okay, need a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll make that motion.
By Muller, second by Roxanne. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, then we need to approve the minutes of December 10th, 2025 as presented.
Make a motion.
Motion by Jamie, seconded by Tanner. He was Tanner. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Communications. Do you have any, Kristen?
No, I cannot.
Okay, committee and chairman's report. Okay, we're gonna go this way. Muller.
Okay, recycling, we hired a new person. I forgot his name, you know,
Yes, from Ellen. He's from Gurney.
Gurney.
Yeah, he's an older guy, but he seems that he's working out. I went and introduced myself to him. Yeah, that's a good thing.
Seems like he's gonna work out real good. And then the airport, we had a meeting. And, we elected a new chairman. That's Mr. Matonich. Pat Hanson, the vice chairman. And the other ones are the same. And, the last month's meeting were approved. The manager report, he said the snow is slowing them down, but they're keeping it open. They had a couple of complaints about the time change. That's about all I had.
Okay, thanks, Paul. Jamie, you got anything?
I don't. That's not here, so I can touch on the Memorial Building Committee, I guess. Actually, that's some notes. I don't remember what we're talking about. So yeah, they have the veterans there at Scotty Cook Forum, and Scotty actually donated food for that event. Were you there?
Yeah, no, I was in Florida.
Okay.
Scotty did it. Vets, the Legion tried to pay Scotty. Scotty wouldn't take it. He donated it to the Memorial Building.
Yeah, so that was nice. I'm not sure about the White Thunder Riders there. We're unsure about the bowling alley situation right now, if it's gonna be run, same people going forward. Events are filling up for 2026. And there's already a grad party for 2027. There was potentially a spring event that we're gonna hold a fundraiser, and it was talked about that spring bingo might be something to do. That could be good. And that was the furnace got fixed.
Furnace got
So,
fixed. There was no
you know a little
buffalo.
more about this, and Xcel Energy kind of dropped the ball. We needed a bigger pipe.
We needed more pressure going into the building.
Yeah.
Do that one time.
Yeah, but they said they were gonna turn it up 2 years ago and they didn't. So all of them were starving. Our furnaces were running wide open, couldn't keep up because they were starving. So Excel came, turned it up. We had the furnace guys come in, they adjusted them. So Excel told us to watch our bills, to keep track of them for the next 5 or 6 months or something, and they would adjust. Because we were getting charged for stuff we didn't have.
Oh, we should be getting pretty good credit.
Yeah. But that was a little bit of. You got Bill.
They don't have nothing.
Nothing.
Highway didn't have me, but they've been staying busy as you can tell.
Yes. Scotty.
Okay, forestry. We closed out the stumpage in good shape from last year, plus 26% or $423,903, which I'm sure you guys can put to good use in the next year's budget. So far this year, $159,420, which is $86,000 ahead of last year. So off to a good start out in the woods. There are 6 crews logging, 11 active sales, still working on getting some things closed out, getting some stuff done here before the spring breakup comes. Saxon Harbor Drive project is in Senator Baldwin's request funding right now. We'll see how that goes. Had a call with the Army Corps of Engineers to discuss riprap project from the late 80s. We have on here emergency resolution for the Army Corps to do some dredging at Saxon Harbor. We need it in order to get some sailboats out, so we'll see we can get that going. A number of the boat owners have been putting some pressure on the senators and representatives, which helps, and I think we're going to add to that. Snowmobile trails are up and running and being groomed regularly. They're in fantastic shape. As you go around, you hear from the people. They are thoroughly impressed with Iron County out there on the trails right now. We closed on the Guile Flowage property on December 30th. Submitted reimbursement on January 5th and received a check on January 12th of $4.1 million. And that's about it. We have also the Iron County Outdoor Rec Plan on the list here today for resolution approval. That's what I got, Murph.
Thank you, Scotty. Carl.
Yeah, land and water. January 23rd, the conservation specialist application deadline closed. They received 37 applications. They're working with Mercer School and Superior Home School on conservation posters and speaking contests, which they had 15 submitted posters in 4 different categories. They took the 3rd, 2nd, and 1st place, and the 1st place is moving on to the state level. Law enforcement, we have not had a meeting.
Thank you. Karen.
I know Pat isn't here, but I don't have anything that I need to report on that I'm aware of, so. Human Services Committee met on January 19th, budget updates, looking good for this year. Revenue was 93.15% of budget and expenses 77.5% of budget. There's still some placement expenses out there, but there's really good work by the Human Services staff as a whole, because they're really, the cost of placements are significantly down for adults and children. We did set aside $200,000 this year to cover unexpected placement costs, because maybe this was an unusual year, not knowing what next year will bring. We also approved the process or a form for purchase service agreements that are less than $10,000. They do not need a contract, so no law requires that. We approved the resolution, job description and posting for a replacement of the ADRC position for information and assistance. Gerard has taken a new position, so he is no longer providing that, so we have a job posting for that. Children and Families Unit report. There's many trainings for the CPS staff and crisis workers on reports, protective plans, and temporary physical custody requests. Crystal is on a continuous quality improvement advisory committee with the CDF, DSP, as well as a work group to advise, update, revise automated mandated reporter letter. Crystal is really good at her job. Developing a plan to utilize funds from the foster care grant and the newly issued Youth Justice Innovation Grant. And with reviewed summary of caseloads being managed by the County Children and Families Unit. In the future, we are hoping to see more information on adult caseloads included in that report. The Aging and Disability Resource Report, we reviewed their caseloads. Hurley Senior Center is rebranding their name to The Gathering Place. The name senior sometimes turns people off and they don't come because they don't want to be considered senior. So, and the same with the Mercer Senior Center, they're rebranding to the Northwoods House, and that's the reason. Administrative assistant, Teresa is now completing home delivery assessments for all participants of the meal program. April Lotzer is working temporarily as a cook in Saxon on Tuesdays, and they're looking to hire a cook for Saxon to work Monday and Wednesday. So she's doing a good job so far. ADRC and Iron County Public Health received a mini block grant of $5,000. So the ADRC and Iron County Public Health will be working together on creating initiatives. E-newsletters will be provided monthly through the e-newsletter format, and that'll be for people to find out information about the ADRC. So they will be continuing to provide education to Mercer at the midweek mingle on the second Wednesday of the month. And Jerry Sokol will be working on homestead tax credit prep. Total meals for the ADRC were $24,898 for 2025. So they really were doing a great job with that. Transportation information was shared, and BART started on January 1st. Thank you.
Repose.
Economic development met, but I wasn't there. I was snowmobiling in Houghton, so I
We're
was
meeting
down.
tomorrow night. We're meeting tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. We're gonna meet, it should be a short meeting tomorrow.
Has it been posted?
Yes, it has. It was in the minor even. I
Okay,
seen
because
it.
I haven't seen an email come through.
No, okay, I'll talk to him.
No, there's been no email at all. My wife was asking, I said, I haven't seen a thing.
He's supposed to send it on.
It's not.
It's not good.
I put it on my calendar, but I can't remember if I got
I
an
put
email.
it on my calendar. I have not seen an email come through.
We'll check on that.
You need to sign up for the calendar notifications because it did come through for the
That's what it
website
was.
calendar
Yeah.
notifications that there
Those
was
are
an agenda added.
I mentioned that at the Towns Association's meeting, and you were there.
It is really cool.
It is.
Now, every time
I got a calendar.
an agenda, every time an agenda is added on the website, if you sign up for the alerts.
It's on that one.
You get the agenda.
You get these
Well,
alerts
I
sent to you.
got the alert on my phone that we had,
Storm.
when you guys
Well,
closed
it's a
down.
mass notification, that's a different alert.
There's two different
Yeah, yeah,
ones.
sign up for two
No,
different alerts.
this tech stuff is not for me.
No, me either, Rick. Roxanne, what you got?
We had a 4-H and extension meeting on the 22nd of January, and it went through a couple things, and I'll just hit highlights here. They ended the year last year 3% under budget in both 4-H and extensions, so that's good news. 4-H is already planning ahead for summer. Seems odd, but here we are. And they're getting ready for 4-H summer season. They're starting to take applications for the 4-H camp counselors, and they're predicting that they're gonna have a lot of people coming back, a lot of new people, and they're gonna have a great summer. The skiing has been really great, a little cold sometimes, but I know, Jay, you're involved with some of those.
Coaching every Monday and Wednesday.
And the students did great in both the CSU and the MECA races.
First
that were
place.
held. Yeah, down in Mercer.
Strong
Yeah.
kids.
Really, really wonderful. Joe Miller's been busy. He led the entrepreneur boot camp again this year. There were 8 students this year, so that's up from last year and great. That spans 5 nights, and there were about 20 business and economic development leaders that were participating in them. Yep. And then Becky has been really busy as well. She has been very active, not only with the 4-H and extension, but with the website, pushing out a bunch of notifications of the new and different things, and also getting that mass notification system that we were just talking about up and running. So good stuff going on.
Andrew. Does it Kurt?
Yep.
What you got?
So finance met and real quick on financial operations from last year, cash increased from just under 5 million to just over 7 million. Really comprised of about 5 big things. Carbon credit net revenue after expenses and what we paid down Saxon Harbor is up 700,000. Stumpage is up in the 450 range. Placement costs were down 500,000 from what was budgeted. We earned more interest income due to our Claire doing a good job keeping stuff in the money market account and the sale of land that wasn't budgeted and some other savings. So cash went up for all those reasons. Jay and I have been spending a lot of time on the financial workings of how county government works. And so we've been spending time on that. Bree and I have tied out 8 of the 11 funds through the end of the year. The big ones are obviously still out there, but I think we're making really good progress on how that looks and works. There were 3 action items taken on at finance. One was to approve resolution 4053 of the purchase of the Saxon Communication Tower. Those funds to come from the capital fund. The second one was 4054 to establish a budgetary reserve for human services and set aside $250,000. And the reason we want to do that is we want to be able to have some flexibility in future budgets to plan for fluctuations in placement costs, and that'll allow us to do a better job of levy management. And the third one was to pass a resolution to pay down the Saxon Harbor loan by $250,000 from the proceeds that were received late last fall. I just didn't get to it, so we approved that resolution to do it. Those were our 3 action items, Murph.
Okay, I got, I'll start with the beginning of the month. Eric Lacy retired January 9th after 12 years of being the Veteran Service Officer. His time here, he served the veterans of this county with compassion and dignity as they well served. He was very good at his job. He took care of the vets here, and they all agreed that he will be missed. But we have to move on. And Finance Committee has hired Gerard. He's here tonight. Come here, introduce yourself to the board.
Oh, you want
Stand
me
up
to?
and let them know.
Okay, yeah, I did. So, I'm Gerard Randall. I worked at the ADRC for the last 2.5 years-ish. Before that, I was at Human Services I was the float worker, so Child Protective Services, did a little bit of adult stuff, and then mostly crisis and CPS, the Child Protective Services. I was in the Army for just over 5-ish years at Fort Campbell in Kentucky. I was deployed. I've always kind of wanted to do this work with the veterans. It's just more my people, I guess. I don't know. So I'm looking forward to it. I already got some outreaches planned, the Mingle and Mercer, but not till April. But talking to Trista from the ARC about going to the senior sites. Sorry, not senior, gathering place. The meal sites to talk to people and just remind people that even though Eric's gone, Eric did great. We all know Eric, but I'm here, so I can help him out too, and we'll go from there. Yep, nice to meet all you guys.
Yeah, I told Tanner before you came in, your Tanner's veterans, is in charge of the Veterans Commission. Someday we'll get together and we'll have a meeting. And then I'm gonna get the vets, the Vietnam vets and the Legion all together too, so they can meet you.
Yep.
Right now, he moved upstairs, he's up in Human Services now. A lot of their stuff crosses, so it was a good fit for him. So we moved him out of the downstairs, he's upstairs now. And he's officially moved today, turned in his keys to the old thing.
Yep.
And right now he's doing a lot of online courses and he's got to get certified so he can represent, right?
Yeah, so the next certification or accreditation for the Wisconsin Department of Veteran Affairs is the end of February. So I'm signed up for that. That's where someone comes in to make a claim. Right now, I can only help them make a claim and send it in. I can't represent them. Like I can't get their files for them. I can't look in the VA systems to see where the claim is at. I can just help them fill it out. After that training at the end of February, I'll be able to pretty much represent them if they want me to. They sign a release of information and then I can look in their file and I can make the calls and the meetings and all that kind of stuff with the VA. So I can still do it right now. If anybody knows, we can still do it. I just, we can still send it in together. I just won't be able to look in depth, so.
Thanks for coming today, Charlie.
Yep.
Okay, in our department head meeting, we talked about getting an on-board packet, so the employees come, get familiar, the department heads were working on that. And we gotta add some stuff to the handbook. And then Francie Rowe resigned from the County Register of Deeds. Her last day of work was January 23rd. She left for a new job that let her work from home. And it fits her lifestyle more. I wish her all the luck. Sorry to see her go. She always had a smile on her face. She, and she had a good attitude. She always had a good attitude. She had a smile on her face because sadly miss her. Then last Friday, the net Dashner, the deputy register of deeds, told me and gave me a letter that she'd be retiring from the deeds office on February 27th. She served in the register of deeds office for 35 years. It's a long time. So when Brancy left, it's not up to the county, it's up to the governor to appoint somebody. Called the governor's office and they posted it until yesterday. As of right now, we have not heard that from the governor. And then Friday, when Danette told me she was gonna retire, we called down there and said, it's kind of getting urgent. And today me and Jay got an email and saying that,
On your own,
you
kind
kind of basically like we're on our own, like find somebody as quick as you can. So for the next Lisa, you can get them trained. It's kind of hard to find somebody. It's kind of hard for us to put the cart before the horse. If we hired a deputy register of deeds, if they said, and another register of deeds come, they get to appoint their own deputy. So it's kind of hard to hire somebody that could be done in 3 days.
I think we're kind of at a point where we definitely just need some interim.
So me and Jay called Price County to see if they could help us and have somebody maybe come here along with Kristen. We were bouncing the ideas off our heads if we could. And shared services, like Jay likes, shared services, they're telling us they can't because it gotta be stamped in Iron County. So we're gonna get on the phone tomorrow.
Yeah,
We need some more,
which is my concern is that what I asked Nick is can they have someone come over and do the processing? If we have somebody take in the paperwork and we get somebody somewhat trained between now and next month, they can stay on the training cycle. I think the interim concept is what we can do until the governor appoints somebody, but they're basically saying at this point, we have to find the person to appoint.
yeah, and then they said the governor could send somebody from Madison up here temporarily to help us, but the lady that sent us email said that would be interesting because most people that worked on in Madison would know what the department, the register of deeds does.
People that live in
So that'd
Madison
be-
have no idea how much snow we have.
So me and Jay are gonna,
They have no idea.
me and Jay are gonna hit the ground running on that tomorrow.
Yeah,
We cannot shut that office down. No one would be able to buy houses, sell houses, land and be jammed. So we gotta work on that.
I offered to help.
Yeah.
How about previous registers of deeds? Has anybody asked them if they would come in temporarily?
Yes, Bobby Trostic said his wife would kill him. And Danny Soin, he never did get back to me. So I can ask him.
They can come back part-time without impacting their WRS.
I could reach out to Danny. Yeah. I could reach out. He's the other one. I already reached out to Bobby Trostic. That ain't happening. So I can reach out and call Danny tomorrow.
Sure.
See if he helps us out. And that's all what I got. What you got?
I got a couple things. RT Vision, which is our time and materials tracking software. Forestry went live on January 12th. Highway's still a work in progress to ensure accurate data into CHEMS. 2026 budget is now in workhorse. I want to thank Kurt, as Kurt mentioned in his presentation. You know, he's been super helpful in getting me to understand the budget, how the budget operates. I want to thank Kristen for helping me enter it into workhorse and understanding that process. I started to build a more automated budget model for next year. I've kind of got a few pieces of that done. It's going to allow for data download and data upload into our financial software. So it's going to cut a lot of the stuff that we've had to deal with on the back end of this out of the process. It's also going to do some other things, and I'll talk more about that as we approach the budget process in 2027. IT strategic plan. Danny and I continue to work on this. Danny's been developing options specifically designed around end-of-life hardware. So we've got some numbers and some thoughts on end-of-life hardware with servers and such, as well as cloud-based options, software solutions, things like that. So Danny and I are still working on it. We're hoping to get that finalized so that we can run it through the finance committee very shortly. I know it said January, we're still working on it. Business process mapping, I'm working on business process documentation with Kristen and Kathy for payroll, accounting, and clerk functions. Time card and payroll processing system. So I've had a few internal conversations with several groups on our time card and payroll process that we have today. It's extremely time intensive for the entire county. I know the RT Vision system will help forestry and highway, but we've got a whole bunch of other groups that right now have a very time intensive time card model, and the payroll process is really time intensive and a lot of data entry. So I'm looking at options right now for improved time card and payroll processing. Several systems are available. The systems are extremely inexpensive. You know, something like $1,200 to $1,500 a year, right, Kristen? Does that sound about right?
Yes.
$1,200 to $1,500. So I think the return on investment time frame would be really short for that. So I think that's one of the next major items on the list to look at as far as the county is concerned. Other than that, that's what I got.
Okay,
And now helping Murph with figuring out what we're gonna do with the register of deeds.
okay. Anybody have any public comment pursuant to resolution 2341? Anybody? If not, number 11 is discussing taking back property by tax deed. As you know, we used to take back property. So all we had to do is put a letter on the door, put a lock on it, sell it, we got the money. That all changed now. It's a process now. You have to, well, I'll let Kristen explain what we
I
gotta do.
actually put this tax deed property sale compliance checklist that Alex Morbacher put together for us. So we're gonna work closely with him, kind of going through it, because Claire and I both have never done it before as far as this goes. And Claire actually brought up a good point as well. He's going here next month and us starting to work on this next month. We need them to go through if there's liens and so forth. So I don't know what that process will look like if there's nobody in that office.
Register of Deeds office would check for liens and mortgages and everything like that, and not charge the county. Now, if we have to charge that out to a title company to do these searches, that could add up to a substantial amount.
Can we
And
get
we
reimbursed
start
when
the
we sell it?
Pardon?
When we sell it, do we get our money back or no?
Well, I think so.
Yeah, you can charge them.
Yeah, I mean, we've got stuff put in our ordinance for that, but I don't know, you know.
Cover the.
I think so. I mean, I think that would be part of the cost of,
We came up with
Doing
a
that?
specific dollar amount.
Yeah,
but
it was quite high too, if I remember. I thought it was 1,500, but yeah, something like that, 1,000. I don't know what they would charge us.
What they would charge, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll figure it out by then.
Yeah.
But I just wanted you to be aware, we're gonna start taking it back. They're getting done with the end of the year stuff. As soon as they get caught up, there's a couple of people that came to me with interest in a couple pieces of property that we're taking back. So we're gonna start doing it.
I do have one more comment about this process.
Go ahead.
Our office gave the Register of Deeds office what we call the 2022 tax cards. That's the year we would start taking back.
Okay.
Because we usually send out our letters in March. I highly doubt with everything going on right now that those are gonna get out in March.
Okay.
That's the one where we give the 90 days notice to pay off. And then, you know,
Well, we can start with the 2022. No,
we would be in that process. They would be checking for those liens and mortgages right now and give them back to us so we can send out our letters to the lien holders, the property owners, and everything else, informing them that if the 2022 taxes are not paid, it's going to be taken on tax deed.
we get a lot hanging on that.
We've got a lot going on right now.
We got a lot going on. We'll figure it out. Okay, that's the only thing I had on that, just to let you know that we were gonna start doing that. maybe not as quickly as we thought we were gonna. There has been some interest in a few pieces of property that the county's gonna get back. 13, discuss an action resolution 2026-4053 to purchase Saxon Communication Tower. We need a motion.
I'll make that motion.
No, sorry, we jumped one. 12, discuss an action on the tax lister position. Got this written down. There's no action on it. Historically, the tax lister duties were shared by the treasurer and register of deeds. Clara told me, so I brought it to the finance committee, that Clara is no longer interested in doing the tax lister work because it has started interfering with her treasurer duties in which she was elected for. So I asked Eric Peterson and the forestry, if this is something that they could be done in their department. There's a couple of counties that do it there, the forestry department. I gave Eric the job descriptions, asked him to meet with Clara and Neil, get what he can to understand the tax lister role, and to get back with me in a couple of weeks to see if it can be done in the forestry. If it can't be, then we'll have to post it. We'll have to post the position. You have anything to add to that, Clara?
No, but I think, while somebody is still here who kind of knows what's all involved, it's a very good time to start training somebody else to do it.
Yep.
Because I told you, this is my last term.
Yep.
And it is not something that you're just, unless you have a good background with reading legal descriptions and you know about property splits and everything else, because you work with the assessors, you've got all these certified survey maps to deal with and plats and everything else, splitting parcels. You're not gonna just walk in and do it. So it's, well, somebody is still here, it's a real good time to, to work with them.
Neil does help her, but Neil's only been doing it for about 10 months, and I don't think he's in.
He's been more helping with questions as far as the mapping part of it goes.
Yeah.
He hasn't, I mean, he did look at this Guile flowage split that we still have to get in, you know, for our 2026 tax roll. But as far as actually processing the documents, he hasn't been doing that. And there was something brought up, I just want to draw your attention to that. In 2025, I processed 908 documents concerning property transfers, splits, and all of this other stuff. And a document can have from one parcel to 100 parcels. Just because it's a single document does not mean it's a single parcel of land. So there's a lot, and
You're giving us ample time to figure it out.
Yes.
Okay, we will figure it out. We're gonna figure it out. Hopefully forestry can come through. Tara?
Yeah, so is Neil gonna keep his position? Is it split between
Split.
Clara and
We
Neil?
wanna see what you wanna do. We wanna see what you can do.
In
Even if
discussing-
Neil's gotta be a part of it anyway.
does.
GIS gotta be a part of it.
When I discussed with the county administrators to a T, every one of them said GIS is heavily involved in the process. They have to be involved in the process. Sometimes it's GIS and zoning, sometimes it's GIS and forestry. So most of the county administrators utilized what they said was a position that did several roles, but that was one of the roles, and all of them work with GIS, of course.
But I want Eric to talk to Clara,
To some degree.
talk to Neil, talk to the resident, find out everything he needs, and then I give him a couple weeks to tell me.
Yeah, he's gone now until a week from Monday.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Okay, now we're gonna go into the discussion action resolution 2026-4053 to purchase a Saxon Communication Tower.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Tanner,
I'll support.
second by Scotty. All right, there really ain't much to discuss here. They told us the finance without this tower, that side of the county wouldn't have no communication. Daryl, we had to pay $1,200 this year. Daryl didn't pay it. I seen him last week. He held up the check. So it'll come off we made 1,200 into it. That was heads up by Daryl. So I have a motion, I have a second, all in favor?
Aye. Murph, I just have one question. So who from the county is taking the lead to actually acquire the property? Obviously, attorney's gonna have to draft offers of purchase. So is that highway forestry, or how did you decide to do that?
It's highway, emergency management, and forestry.
So they're gonna have to get together and actually put the purchase offer together with the legal description and all that kind of stuff. Okay, thank you.
Yep. Okay. Number 14, discussion action resolution 2026-4054, establishing a budgetary funding reserve for human services. We need a motion.
Make that motion.
Motion by Karen. Second.
I'll second.
Second by Roxanne. Okay, Kurt already explained this. We just want to have something in there. It's too hard to budget for something when you don't know where it's going. It can be up or down. This way you have like something, a base. All in favor?
Aye.
That carries. Discussion action resolution 2026-4056, approving the 2026-2030 Iron County Outdoor Recreation Plan. Need a motion.
Make that motion.
Motion by Bill, second.
I'll second.
Seconded by Paul Muller. Jana, you got anything to say about this?
Anybody have any questions?
Does anybody have any questions about it?
Very well done.
We do take a public comment period, or we did actually an online survey. We solicited comments from all of the towns and all of the stakeholders, recreation groups, etc. Basically what the plan is a wish list. Not by any means is everything in here going to be accomplished, but in case grant opportunities or anything like that comes up, if it's listed in here, the entity knows it's a need in your community. So we do this every 5 years. It has to be on file with the DNR for our grants. The towns can also use it for grants that they wish to receive for their projects, as well as other entities. So this is the second time we've used this format. In 2016, Northwest Regional Planning, we actually got a grant for them to rewrite the plan. We're using their same format, but in 5 years from now, we probably should have a major format change again.
Thank you, Tara. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Discuss action resolution 2026-4057, approving a road use permit to McCutcheon Living Trust, Bill McCutcheon, trustee. Motion. You may want to make a motion for that?
I'll move to approve.
Motion by Roxanne, and second.
Support.
Support by Jamie. All in favor? Opposed? Discuss an action resolution 2026-4058, support of requesting emergency dredging at Saxon Harbor. Need a motion. Motion by Bill Thomas. Second by Paul Muller. Just like Scotty said, a lot of people, boats, a couple of them couldn't even get it in the water this year. Not right? So, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Discussion, action, approve emergency fire warden organization list for Department of Natural Resources per state statute 2612 and 2614. We need a motion. Which by Bill Thomas?
Sorry, big guy.
I give by Tanner.
He's hungry.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, set next meeting date is February 24th, 2026. Covering everything on this agenda, I call this meeting adjourned.
See you, everybody.
See ya.
Bye.